you guys, this is Leslie with Black Dog Vintage, and I am here today to talk about one of my best tips if you are a vintage jewelry reseller. And then we're going to go into a little bit of a haul that occurred because of what I did and what this tip is. So if you like my channel, if you like what I bring to you, and if you like my hauls, then think about subscribing. I would really appreciate it, and I see that only about half of my viewers are actually subscribed. So it is free to subscribe, and if you hit that bell for notifications, that would be great too, because then you'll be alerted to when all of my videos come out and when I do my live sales. And I do live sales twice a week, so definitely hit that bell for notifications and make sure you are subscribed. So here is my tip. If you are a vintage jewelry reseller, I really do recommend being considered a sole proprietor, or if you do it in any type of volume, even going into being an LLC like I am. I do a lot of volume, and I've been doing this for about 25 years, so I have become an LLC. But you, like I did way back when, I started off as a sole proprietor, and I created a Google page for myself, and I listed myself as a business, and people locally will contact me. And when I started my website, and you can even do a landing page for your website, and you can, on that landing page, you can even have like a form or whatever you would like, and you can even have just your email on there, or you can create something like a Google phone number, however you want to do it. But you can just have a landing page, or I have a full out website. And if you visit my website is, and I'll put it down here below, my website is www.blackdogvintagemi.com. You got to have that MI at the end. So www.blackdogvintagemi.com. And my website is a full-on shopping website. And if you are a YouTube, if you're on YouTube and you're watching this, just use the code, if you're shopping, use the code YouTube15 and you'll get 15% off of all of your purchases. But I have a full-on website, and but go ahead and create that Google page for yourself. People will contact you via email or however, and they'll want to potentially sell jewelry to you. And make sure that that's on your page. Just say, or on the Google, on your Google or whatever. And just say, I buy jewelry, I, buy out estates, or something along those lines. And you can do that if you're any type of vintage seller and that you buy out estates. And people will contact you. And I get contacted a lot by people that want to sell jewelry. And it's a great thing. And I actually have a page on my website where I will do, I will buy out people's jewelry. I also sell on consignment. So any piece is $50 or more, I'm more than happy to take that piece and sell on consignment. I usually do that either via my live sales or possibly eBay, depending on what type of item it is. And then I also offer the service of evaluating people's jewelry. So perhaps if somebody has inherited costume jewelry and they don't know if it's valuable or not valuable, or if it's something that they, want to consider selling, or, those types of things, or if it's something that they have and they might want to pass down to their children, they might contact me. I would take a look at it and let them know what the potential value is. And then a lot of times they'll want to do that, and then potentially either sell it to me or, resell it on their own. And when I buy people's jewelry, I will always do research, or I will give them if they want a quick evaluation, I'll give them a quick evaluation. If they don't want to wait for me to do a full evaluation, I'll give them a quick evaluation of a piece, and then if I find out later that it's worth more, then I will contact them at a later time if I'm buying the piece and let them know, hey, I actually found out this was more, so after I sell it, I'll give you more. And I try to be very honest that way. But yeah, so anybody can do it however they want, but that's how I do it. But I really, really do feel that it is a great way to build your business, to build your inventory, and to create a great name for yourself. And in this case of this small little haul that I have today, I was contacted. I actually have done classes locally in my area in Metro Detroit on vintage jewelry, and just on identifying vintage jewelry, on evaluating it, on basically on just different types of costume jewelry. And I have established quite a few contacts through those classes. And I recently met a woman through one of those classes, and she just contacted me, I believe it was last week, and she said, Leslie, I have some jewelry I'd like to sell. Is it possible for me to bring it to you? And if you think it's very good, or if you'd like some of the pieces, would you be able to buy it? I said, sure, of course. So she came over and I purchased several pieces from her. And we worked out a price, and I was very fair in some of the pieces. She didn't have a lot of time, and so I gave her a rough estimate based on what I felt the pieces were, and I paid her. And then after I had more time, I found that one of the pieces actually I undervalued, and we'll discuss that. And then the rest all were great. And we're going to go into what the pieces are, which one I undervalued, and then I'll show you, and I'm going to show you the haul. But it was just a great situation. I didn't have to do any work for this haul. Then this haul was incredible, and it literally showed up at my door. So I just feel that that's a great tip. If you are a vintage jewelry seller, reseller, even a collector, well, I don't know if you're a collector, if you'd want to go ahead and put out a Google page, but I just feel that it's a great tip if you're a reseller. Think about that. Think about putting your name out there locally, and put, maybe even put a website out there for yourself. I feel it's important, and even just establishing local contacts. It's just makes things great, makes things easier. I have a great network of contacts locally that I can sell to a lot of times. And when you establish those contacts and you know what people like, you can flip your inventory so much faster. And you don't have to wait for eBay. You don't have to wait for your live sales. You don't have to wait for things to happen. You can literally go out, find the pieces, and already have that customer in mind. And having those resources like your website, your contact list, that type of thing really does help. So anyway, let's go into the haul. I wanted to give that tip to you guys as resellers, and I'll show you what I got, and I hope you guys will like it. And it's going to be really exciting to see how these do. I will have them in my next live sale unless any of my members are interested in it for pre-sale. But my next live sales are coming up very quickly. But if anybody's interested, let me know. All right, let's see you on the other side on the haul. Okay, so I'm really excited to bring you these pieces. I did get quite a few AB necklaces, some rings, and some other really cool pieces. So let's go into the AB first, because it's they're like kind of a bread and butter kind of piece. So the first thing I did was get some bracelets, or get the bracelet. So this is just a great little AB bracelet. It's triple strand. It's got some really unique cut AB stones, and it's got a box clasp with a really nice little clasp there. Really pretty, almost like a deco style clasp. And there we go. Oh, although I did not realize that the clasp was broken. I will have to replace this side of the clasp. Not a big deal, but that was my bad. I always check your clasps. I checked for the stones being missing, but I did not check that this clasp was broken. But that's okay. That is okay, because I did still underpay for one piece. So that will kind of make up for it a little bit. All right, so we're gonna set that one aside. Okay, the next piece is this. I love, longer necklaces are in, and I love that this is an AB longer necklace. It's not individually knotted, but that's okay. And this, oops, cut a ring. This is still, it's just absolutely gorgeous. And this one here is just so pretty. It's got a little bit of a extender that you can hook. It's just got this shepherd's hook, but it's just so pretty. And this one is, oh my measuring tape fell, which is a bummer. I had it up here so nicely. But this one is, let's see, have this go correctly. It can be anywhere between 21 to 24 inches. Super, super nice length on this, and just a really, really pretty necklace. And also, as another tip, always know what your customers like. That's really, really important. So beautiful, beautiful, beautiful piece right there. All right, so the other AB necklace I got was also a little bit longer. It is triple strand and also graduated, and it has a really nice clasp. All of the rhinestones are in the clasp, and this one measures, let's see, this one will measure 13 inches at its shortest, and then it has a 2-inch extender, so 13 to 15 inches. So it's a little bit more wearable up to that 15-inch. So I just liked how big and chunky some of these were in the graduated crystal. So I thought that one was a pretty one. Okay, so then I just grabbed a couple bracelets. I was low on rhinestone bracelets. These were pretty. I really liked that kind of like diamond setting of that square stone in the center. And this one was really pretty. Just a little fold over clasp, just really sweet. This one was just kind of a more typical, but I love baguettes. So that one was pretty. This has a broken safety chain, but I don't know why it had a safety chain to begin with. Just a nice little fold over clasp. So I'll probably just take the safety chain off of that one. And then I loved this. This is just, it was blue. And I loved that kind of square blue stone in the center. But blue seems to be blue rhinestones. Anything blue rhinestones for me is a good seller. So I'm sure everybody's got a different good seller, but blue is a good seller for me. I did pick up 3 rings. So this one, beautiful sterling silver. All 3 rings are size 7 because I think that must be what the lady wore. But this is a beautiful sterling silver with garnet, and I tested all of these while she was here. So this one was sterling silver with garnet. I picked this one up. I thought this was beautiful. This one was sterling. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? Sterling with onyx. I really like that one. And then this was actually sterling, and then that's a ruby, and then has little CZs on the side. I thought that one was really kind of an interesting piece. So that ruby was so nice and like pink, really, really pretty. So I grabbed those. I thought those were kind of a fun little ring. And then she brought me 2 different duets. So this smaller one is actually Lisner, and all of the stones are in place on this one, and actually in really, really nice condition. And it's a fur clip duet, and it is marked. So, oh, I'm sorry, it's not Lisner, it's Kramer, New York, and it is marked. And this is the type where you pop the pin open and you lift up on the fur clips, and then the pin part comes right off. And but this one is super cool. And I just thought that was beautiful, absolutely beautiful. This is an unsigned duet. It is missing 2 stones. I will probably replace them. It always makes me so nervous to replace stones on something like this, because if you don't do it right, you end up devaluing it instead of adding the value. So it just always makes me so nervous. And then this is a dress clip duet, and it just has the patent number on it. There is no marks, but it is so pretty. So I grabbed that in a heartbeat. I was like, yes, I want that. I want both of those. She brought 2 necklaces that I thought were really, really interesting. This one I'm still trying to research. I do believe this is maybe Art Deco, although the leaf is throwing me off. But these cobalt blue little glass dangles, they are check glass, and they are so cool. And then they've got these little flowers embossed, but this leaf is throwing me off. So I'm not sure if that's deco or not. I think it is. I think it could be considered deco. It is gold plated. I tested it. It's not gold, but it is gold plated, because it left, when I tested it for gold, it did kind of stay. But it did eventually go. The line did eventually go. So that's why I feel like it is gold plated. But yeah, that's an older clasp. I don't know. So I feel like this is Art Deco. I did pay her a bit for this because I feel like this is a good piece. I just think this is cool. Isn't that cool? I don't know. I thought that one was cool. All right, so this one I felt was very special. I didn't do any research on it, but prior, other than I have seen pieces like this that are similar, that are Victorian. And I thought this was absolutely unique. These are little glass pieces, and I thought this was cool. And I've seen this kind of like wire work in Victorian jewelry before. So I definitely was like, oh yeah, that's Victorian. I believe, and I would love to take that. It's also got this like little clip on it, and it has this EXICS X6. So I am still trying to research X6. I'm not sure what that is yet. Still trying to research it. I'm not sure if that has to do with the clasp or not. But what I did find is that this style was big in the 1800s, and it's called Silesian. It's Silesian jewelry, and this is a Silesian wire necklace, and it was also called Berlin iron. So it does not test as silver. I think it could be possibly maybe 800, but back in the early 1800s, late 1700s, this was a type of jewelry that was done with an iron wire, from what I read. Now this I do not believe was done in iron at all. It's very light. But it's the style. And this actually is a very unique and interesting piece. Now, I have to do a little bit of research. These stones are glass. I do believe they're possibly paste. But I'm still doing some research on this one. I just thought it was so unique and so cool. And from what I understand and what I can figure out, this is considered Silesian, a Silesian wire necklace or Silesian jewelry. So super cool. You never know what might show up, right? And then finally, this was the piece that I was stunned. I knew this was special. I knew this was special when I saw it, when I got it. I'm like, that is super special. I did pay her quite a bit for this, but I don't think I paid her enough. I don't know. I looked at I'm like, I know that's a good piece. I know that that'll sell well. She thought this was ugly, and she was like ready to just give this away. But I'm like, no, that's a good piece. I know it's a good piece. Look at that center stone. It's so unique. It's beautiful. So this is, believe it or not, this is a Juliana. And this is from the Moroccan collection. And it was done in 1971. And it's on page 106 of the Juliana Jewelry Reference Guide, Reference ID and Value Guide by Ann Pittman. And I was like stunned to find this one. That is the back. Now, I know that that's not your typical pin back for Juliana, but it is in there. Now, I mean, there are also anomalies for Juliana. I mean, the butterflies all have this type of pin back. So, I mean, this does. Now, the other brooches that have this particular carved bead don't, but I think it's because this might be also a pendant. I think that this possibly is why this is this type of backing. But this is a Juliana. I mean, it does have the figure 8 puddling very dramatically. But yeah, this is a Juliana, and it's a pretty rare Juliana. I found only solds, and the solds are pretty high. And the ones that I found that are not sold are damaged. So, super excited about this one. So, yeah, we're going to have to see what this sells for and then kind of circle back on this one. So I'm super excited. This was a great haul. This is a mini haul. But yeah, this was, that was a beauty. Look at that. that's probably, I don't know, that's probably one of my finds of the week. Super excited. So, yeah, let me know what you think. Let me know if you found any of those tips or that tip relevant for you, or if you found that helpful. And I'd love to know what you thought of the haul. And don't forget, come join me on my lives. I have lives every Wednesday night and Thursday night, and I would love to see you on one of those. Definitely don't hesitate. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and turn on that bell for notifications, and then you know when I'm going to go live, when I have all my videos out and all of that. And thank you all for joining me. Thank you so much, and I love you all. We'll see you later. Bye.